Hey there guys, it's Carly. Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about my 30 days reading challenge, what I read, what I thought about it, and some of my book suggestions for cozy autumn reading. So if you're keen for some reading like discussion and like good vibes, grab yourself a cuppa. Let's get into the video. All right, so first up, a little bit of context. I have gone through phases in my life where I have been an absolute avid reader, just downing books, in love with it, so just like immersed in the land of reading. And then other times where I've just not really been that interested. I haven't had the motivation to read. I haven't found anything that I liked reading. And I just wanted to challenge myself a little bit during the month of March to start doing a bit more reading, making it a daily habit, and to also reread some of the books that I had so that I can minimize my collection. So actually in 2020, I spent probably a good second half of the year rereading a whole heap of my books with the intention of once I was done with them, I was going to donate them. I knew that I didn't want to read them again, and I really just wanted to buy back a little bit of space, because even since moving into this house, I've had maybe, you know, 1, 2, or 3 different boxes of books out in the very small garden shed in the backyard. Yes, I do have this bookshelf here. I could have brought them in here, but also I've got other things that I needed to store on there. So I'm very mindful of space, and I really only want to keep books in my collection that I love and that I know I'm going to get the best use out of. So 2 books I read during my 30 days of reading and I managed to actually finish off were It's Not My Head, It's My Hormones, How to Tame Your Hormones and Feel Like Yourself Again. So I bought this last year because I've been having a lot of hormonal imbalance problems that have been causing me to lose my hair and have lots of acne and like different things like that. I know that stress is definitely a factor, and I really wanted to learn more about my hormones and some of the things that I can do to help balance them and just be a little bit more mindful of my lifestyle choices. So this is the second time reading that one. And then also this one I'm absolutely in love with, cannot recommend it more highly. It's called The Art of Frugal Hedonism, a guide to spending less while enjoying everything more. And I'll just read the back because you guys should go buy it basically, which is probably not a frugal suggestion, but anyway. Let's say you could save money, inoculate yourself against many of the ills of modern life, live more lightly on the earth, and enjoy everything more on both the sensual and profound levels. Preposterous. Yet here is a toolkit to help you do just that. A tweak here, a twiddle there, every strategy in the art of frugal hedonism has been designed to help you target the most important habits of mind and action needed for living frugally but hedonistically. Apply a couple and you'll definitely have a few extra dollars in your pocket and enjoy more sunsets. Apply the lot and you'll wake up one day and realize that you're happier, wealthier, fitter, and more in lust with life than you ever thought possible. Like literally, this is just all the things that I'm so passionate about: slow living, minimalism, sustainability, all that good stuff. And it's really just re-inspired me and reinvigorated like my love for these things and reminding me about, you know, what is important in life. So if you're kind of on that journey as well, this is a definite recommendation. But here's the thing. I only managed to probably finish 2 books during this month, and it's my own fault. And it's because I never just pick one book and sit down to read that book. I get very bored just reading one book. So I always end up having like a couple on the go. So for this one, for example, because it has very like small bite-sized chapters, you know, in a setting, I would able to read like a handful of those. But then I would press on to Stephen King's It, which I've never read before. And during like one of my sittings, I would read one chapter of this And then I also had the Confident Woman Devotional by Joyce Meyer, and I would read 2 days worth of this because I'm actually behind. It's like a daily devotional, but instead of reading one day, I would read 2, because instead of being up to you know, March or April, really, where I should be up to, I'm still on February 6th, so I didn't start this at the start of the year, so I'm kind of trying to catch up a little bit. And then I would also read a page of The Battlefield of the Mind, New Testament, with a commentary by Joyce Meyer. So this is the Bible, the New Testament, just trying to get a little bit of the word in. And then because I just finished The Art of Frugal Hedonism, once I'd done with that one, I picked up Raymond Chandler, and this has got 4 different ones of his books in it. It's got The Lady in the Lake, The Little Sister, The Long Goodbye, and Playback. And I think I've only read this once before. I got it years ago when I had to start reading Raymond Chandler for uni in a hard-boiled crime fiction unit that we had to study in my Bachelor of Arts, and then I got onto some of the rest of his stories, and I haven't read it in so long, so I thought I would pick it up and start reading as well. So what I did was I set myself the challenge that 1, I'm going to read every day, and 2, I'm going to read for minimum half an hour, but my like reading span went between half an hour and an hour. I originally started off with I wanted to read for an hour every day, but some days when I had heaps of things on, that would have just meant that I was staying up heaps late reading, and I wanted to be mindful of getting a good night's sleep as well. So I really enjoyed this 30 days of reading. I think it created like a little bit more of a mindful, relaxing, slow living habit in my life. So if you want to infuse more sort of intentional practices in your day-to-day life, rather than just spending a whole heap of time scrolling and being distracted by so many of the different things in life, you know, starting a little bit of a reading challenge could be a good suggestion for you as well. And I also just think it's really important to find a genre or type of books that really inspire you. So within this little collection that I've got here, I've got some spirituality, I've got some lifestyle, and then I've obviously got some fiction as well with my crime fiction, and then also a little bit of horror. So I've got a nice mix there, but I've really found over the years that the non-fiction kind of more health, wellness, lifestyle books are more up my alley and things that tend to inspire me, which is really hard for me as an English teacher because I feel compelled to be reading all of that highbrow stuff that English teachers should know and love. And trust me, I've been there. I've done my Brontes and my Jane Austen and all my Shakespeare and all that before, but now I just want to expand my reading horizons and get into some other stuff that I think is going to have like a greater benefit to my life. So now that my 1 month reading challenge is over, I still want to keep up my reading habit as a daily practice. And I've got 3 books that are going to be coming up on my autumn agenda. Autumn, I feel like, is a time for coziness and reflecting internally, finding yourself like a nice little sunny afternoon patch and really getting into a good book. So these are 3 very different ones. The first one is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Probably said that wrong. It is a fiction book and I've only read it once, but just like a really simple story that has like definitely more of an allegorical, if that's actually even the correct literary term, nature to it. So definitely worth a read if you haven't read that one before. Then I get into 2 non-fiction. So I've got The Calm and Cozy Book of Sleep by Beth Wyatt, and it's basically a good night's sleep can change your life. Sleep is the ultimate act of self-care, yet the quest to get a good night's rest is never ending. In The Calm and Cozy Book of Sleep, sleep coach Beth Wyatt helps you get the sleep you need for a healthy life, discussing a multitude of fascinating sleep topics, from sleep basics to waking up in the morning. And then there's a whole heap of things that she goes into and gives you really good tips on, you know, the nature of sleep and how to actually get a good night's sleep, which for me, I struggle with, and I need this. I have read it before, but I really need to revisit. And then the last one I want to be reading this autumn is Waste Not, and it's by Erin Rhodes. Make a Big Difference by Throwing Away Less. And she says, is it possible to live a modern life with less waste? Shrink wrap veggies, disposable coffee cups, clothes and electronics designed to be upgraded every year. We're surrounded by stuff we often use once and then throw away. And she goes into like a whole heap of ways that you can waste less in different areas of your house. And this kind of links in with my art of frugal hedonism, just this idea of being more mindful and more intentional in my day-to-day living. And this is definitely going to be going into my autumn book list as well. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about some of the things that I have been reading and about some of the things that I'm intending to read in the next couple of months. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more reading type videos, make sure you give this one a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below. Please also subscribe to my channel. I put new videos out every single week. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.